Hello everyone, Zeak here again, and before we move on to the topic of capital ships, I would like to first discuss armor. Now we have multiple ways to do stats such as these. There is the way of shields, then armor, then hull. The way of shields and armor having different facings where your fire determines which facing you damage. The way of armor just being a damage reduction number, and finally some mix of all three. The first way is common enough nowadays, but it's relatively simple. Simple isn't a bad thing, to be honest, as it can reduce the requirements of both your PC and your internet. The second is just more complex than the first, but allows pilots with good reflexes and agile ships to tank more and stay into the fight longer. Good for tactical combat. The third, while simple to understand, is the most complex. It requires calculations to happen on every hit before damage is registered, sometimes leading your PC saying one thing and the server tells it another. Now, you can add facings to this type of armor, but I don't think it would be useful in this game as it would for a game using ground vehicles. I'm bringing up armor as it's stated bombers and corvettes are the only small ships able to damage capitals and structures. This reminds me of PlanetSide 2, where each vehicle had different resistances to each type of damage. I'm wondering if this game will have the same. Perhaps small weapons can deal damage to larger objects, but the damage is so tiny it's just not noticed. Or it's just programmed not to harm, period. Now, I'm not going to go into super detail as I'm not too sure what they're going to go with yet. However, I would still like your input on which you like, or if your preferred style isn't here. If you're curious on what my personal favorite is, it's the resistance-based armor with no facings. As always, please leave your thoughts and ideas in the comments below, and until then, help keep space epic.